Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. And Salakia for the breathing. If you can hear it breathing a little heavy, I just got done doing a couple workouts. But this was an article I had seen one of the brothers post. Actually, they posted a mugshot, and then they posted a picture. A screenshot of what happened. And when I seen this, I was like, damn, that it says St. Pete man charged with murders of son and the toddler's mother in court. And when you see it, it's like, God damn, when you read about it. And the scriptures tell us that the love of many is gonna wax cold, but damn, And then when you see his mugshot, he look like a straight demon, straight demonic. So it says, a St. Petersburg man accused of killing his 2-year-old son and the toddler's mother was in court on Wednesday. Thomas Mosley has entered a not guilty plea for 2 counts of first-degree murder. He's charged in the deaths of his son, Talon Mosley, and the little boy's mother, Pashan Jeffrey. Investigators say they found Jeffrey in her apartment stabbed more than 100 times. Damn. More than 100 times. Talon was later found dead in the mouth of an alligator in Lake Maggiore. Detectives believe Mosley threw the little boy into the body of water. Leaders with the St. Petersburg Police Department say the gruesome nature of the crime left a lasting impact on many of their officers. We did have a clinical psychologist come by and talk with officers. We had a therapy dog come into the station, so that's something that can help officers to a point. Chief Anthony Holloway explained they have to carry that with them for a long time. Mosley was previously found incompetent to stand trial in the case. He spent months at a state hospital and was then declared competent by a judge. Prosecutors are seeking the death penalty in this case. So when I went back, now this is the mugshot that was shown. When I seen it, I'm like, damn, this man look like a straight demon. Look into the eyes. That's the eyes is what's telling it, telling the story. And this is the mother, and that's the little boy. Here's another picture of the mother and a little boy. And like it said, they said that the little boy was thrown into it said authorities later found Talon's body inside an alligator's mouth in Lake Maggiore, more than 10 miles from his home. Officials listed the toddler's cause of death as drowning. So it said that he stabbed the woman over 100 times. Like, damn, they probably couldn't even count all of it. That's how many times that she had been stabbed. So Yahweh Shah warned us about this, though. This is Matthew 24:12. And I'm going to get it in various translations, starting with the KJV. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Iniquity goes into sin. The CSB, because lawlessness will multiply, the love of many will grow cold. Now, the disciples were asking what was going to be the signs of his return and what was going to be going on in the last days. And he was giving them all the insight of what was going to happen. And he said, one of the things he said was, sin is going to become so prevalent, it's going to increase to a certain level that the love of people, that the natural love, human love that people have, that's going to diminish. It's going to go cold. And that cold, which I get it real quick, it go into it's a psychotic or psycho. People going to become psychotic. That's where you get the word psychotic from. It goes back to the Greek, psycho. See?
Strong's G 5594. Psucho.
And he pronounced it suko, but it, as you can see, it's psycho. And metaphorically speaking, it says of waning love. and waning, it pretty much goes into diminishing, to decrease, to disappear. So love is disappearing. Natural affection that people have for one another is disappearing. The NIV, because of the increase of wickedness, the love of most will grow cold. People will become more psychotic. NLT, sin will be rampant everywhere, and the love of many will grow cold. NET, and because lawlessness will increase so much, the love of many will grow cold. So as you can see, with the BBE, and because wrongdoing will be increased, the love of most people will become cold. So as you can see, Yahweh Shai already said that this was going to happen 100 times. They stabbed the woman 100 times, and then they believed that he threw his own son into the lake, and his body, the son's body, was found in the mouth of an alligator. Like that's on a whole nother level, you know. That's a whole nother level, and honestly, that's beyond what a lot of Edomites have done. You know, when you think about some various Edomites that they crash out, you know, the first one is always gone. It's the wife. They never survive. You know, it's almost like a movie. How certain movies, you know, you got certain stereotypes. Certain people die first, this, that, and the third. Well, when it comes to Edomite men crashing out, they take their wives out first. And a lot of times they take their children out too. It be the whole family, you know, pets and all, everything going. So, but it don't never be to, at least to that level, you know, or most of the time it's never to that level. You just hear them they took them out. Sometimes they might not even tell you how they took them out. They just tell you that they took them out. But that's on a whole nother level. But at the same time, this is why scriptures are in place. Now, I'm gonna come back to this chapter actually. Let me get this real quick. This is why the Lord has order in place. This is Sirach 7:25, getting straight to the point. Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter, but give her to a man of understanding. If we was following this order, if we was following the commandments of Yahweh Ba'ashim Abashah and the ways that he had given us, this wouldn't even never have been in the case, you know. Such a man, because majority of our people still don't have the truth or don't follow the truth, even if they know who they are or what they are. Know that they are Israelite, they don't follow it, you know, and it shows in their behavior. So, in the mindset that they have. So, if the proper order was in place, where father was in the household, you know, wife and the husband and wife, father and mother were taking care of the children, raising up their daughters in the right way, and the father had the decision of who he would give his daughter over to, situations like this wouldn't happen. You know, that woman was somebody's child, whether her parents are alive or not. That woman, you know, was somebody's child. And to go out that way, that's gruesome, you know. That's a horrible way to go out. And then not only that, your 2-year-old son went out with you in a worse way, honestly. But you know, you got to keep it a balance. Sirach 26:23, a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, but a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Lord. We just got this yesterday. So at the same time, the Lord won't allow anything to happen to his elect women, you know, to the women of the Lord, you know, the daughters, his true daughters. He's going to pair them up with the men of the Lord, or he's going to pair them up with the men of the elect. That's going, you know, men of the Lord, men of the elect, for salvation and to bring back the nation of Israel. You know, all of those who died on this side. From the judgments, that is, you know, not the martyrs that died in the name of Yahweh Ba'ashim Abashah, you know, die believing in his truth, but those who die because of their wickedness. So, like I said, a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, and when you have that dynamic, you know, nothing but wickedness is gonna come from that. Not saying that anything this woman did is wicked. I don't know who this woman is, you know, don't know anything about her. But the type of judgment that came on her, nothing happens without the Lord say so. You know, life and death is in the hands of the Most High. And I get that real quick. This is Deuteronomy. What's it, Deuteronomy? Let me see. I want the one in Deuteronomy, but let me see. This is the one where okay, yeah, let me get the one in Deuteronomy. This is Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 30. Is it 32? Is it Deuteronomy 32? It might be 30. No, it's not 30. Is it 33? Let me see. Okay, it is 32. Deuteronomy 32 and 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So the Lord is the one who has the decision over who lives and who dies, who gets hurt and who heals, so on and so forth. The Lord is the one who's in control of all of this. So even with that woman, that was a judgment. You know, that wasn't no honorable death. That was judgment. So, like I said, I don't know this woman, but judging by the type of judgment that happened to her, what happened to her, you know, that was the Lord punishment. You know, because we know, like, again, the women of the Lord, whom the Lord is going to deliver, even if you have a wicked man, you know, the Lord, he'll situate, you know, let me see. Let's get this. He'll situate you where you will be, you know, paired up with a man of the Lord, whether you have, you know, a man or not. If the Lord wants you to be with a brother, you know, and the man that you're with, he plans on judging, he'll do so, you know. But in that case, like I said, a wicked woman is given into a wicked man, and that seemed to be what that case may be. Now, I'm gonna just read this real quick. Like I said, if the Lord plans on or purposes a woman to be delivered, you know, from judgment, and the man that she's with, the Lord plans on judging, you know, he can do so. When he's done that before. This is 1 Samuel 25. I'm gonna read 2 and 3. It says, there was a wealthy man, this in the NLT, from Moan, who owned property near the town of Carmel. He had 3,000 sheep and 1,000 goat, and it was sheep shearing time. So he was gonna make even more money. This man's name was Nabal, and his wife Abigail was a sensible and beautiful woman. But Nabal, a descendant of Caleb, was cruel and mean in all his dealings, which, let's get that in a different translation. Matter of fact, let's see. Yeah, let's get it in the AMP. Verse 3. Now the man's name was Nabal, and his wife's name was Abigail. She was intelligent and beautiful in appearance, but the man was harsh and evil in his dealings. He was a Calebite. So he was a descendant of Caleb, but it said he was evil. You know, he was wicked. Now, scrolling down, let's get straight to the point. Because Abigail did something wise to preserve her household. Let's go down. I'm going to start at 35. Verse 35. So David accepted what she had brought to him and said to her, go up to your house in peace. See, I have listened to you and have granted your request. Then Abigail came to Nabal, and he was holding a feast for his house for the shears, like the feast of a king. And Nabal's mood was joyous because he was very drunk. So she told him nothing at all until the morning light. But in the morning, when Nabal was sober and his wife told him these things, his heart died within him, and he became paralyzed and helpless like a stone. That was judgment from the Lord. And now it says about 10 days later, the Lord struck Nabal and he died because he was like it started off with. It said he was harsh and evil in his doing. He was wicked. He was a wicked man. You know, he was wicked. When David heard that Nabal was dead, he said, "Blessed be the Lord who hath pleaded the cause of my reproach, suffered at the hand of Nabal, and kept his servant from retaliating with evil." Because David was going to go handle business, you know, because Nabal wronged him. It says, "For the Lord has returned the wickedness of Nabal on his own head." Then David sent word to Abigail proposing to take her as his wife. See, so it said he returned his wickedness on his own head. David didn't have to do anything. The Lord took care of it. It says, when the servants of David came to Abigail at Carmel, they said to her, "David sent us to you to take you to him to be his wife." And she stood and bowed with her face to the ground and said, "Behold, your maidservant is ready to be a maid to wash the feet of the servants of my Lord." Then Abigail quickly got up and rode on the donkey with 5 of her maidens who attended her, and she followed the messengers of David and became his wife. So as you can see, the Lord, like I said, a wicked woman is given to the portion of a wicked man, but a godly woman or a righteous woman is given, where is it? Verse 23, a wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man, and nothing but wickedness is going to come out of that situation. But a godly woman is given to him that feareth Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. David feared Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Now this ain't me just speaking on a lesson or anything about somebody taking another man's wife or nothing like that. That's not what this is going into. So I just had to mention that. That's not what this is going into. But what it really is going into is, or what I'm trying to say is, the point I'm trying to make is that the Lord is going to situate everything in its proper time. But in this specific case, what happened with the man and the woman that got stabbed over 100 times, that was judgment. And as the scriptures say, a wicked woman is given to the portion of a wicked man. Just like you have situations where a man of the Lord, he might be with a woman right now and she wicked, and the Lord, he doesn't plan on saving her. He'll take that woman away from that man and eventually give him a woman that's compliments him, that does right by him. It's the same. It works the same way with a woman. If you following the Lord and a man that you with, he's completely against the Lord. The Lord can take that man out, and then pair you up with a man, a righteous man, a man of the Lord. And in some cases, he's going to do that. And there's going to be other cases where the Lord wake the man that you with up, and you can, he going to follow the Lord and you steady follow him, But just to get back to the whole situation with that woman that was stabbed over 100 times, the Lord didn't allow Abigail to fall with Nabal when, he didn't strike her down too. He struck down Nabal, and took him out. And when David found out about it, he was like, he blessed the Lord for pleading his cause. And then he proposed to take Abigail as his wife. And she accepted, and she brought 5 of her maidservants. Well, they were going to come with her anyway, but, hey. And all that substance was all what Nabal had became a part of David's house. So the Lord blessed David not only with a wife, a new wife, but more wealth. So just getting, just kind of making a point. But that's the point, of the lesson. The Lord will is edifying. So on that note, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children out there keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. And until next time, shalom.